Hey guys, welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the conversation. All right, so I want to start off by asking a question. Why is it that Martell seems to kick the can down the road when it comes to him having a psych evaluation? Why is it that if he is on the up and up, there's nothing wrong with him mentally, he is the best father in the world, he's the best man in the world, and he's got all his mental faculties in place, why is it that he won't get a psych evaluation to prove it? Why is it that he has to be forced to do that if there's nothing wrong with him? You see, the reason I want to ask that question is because I'm no mental health specialist. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist. I've, never been in that field. So when I call him a narcissist, or I say he looks like a psychopath, or I'm basically saying based on things that I've seen and actions that he has displayed and things that I've heard about these personalities is why I say these things. But if he's really trying to do everything that's, one, in the best interest of his children, or two, like he recently came out to say that he wanted to start responding to things because he's tired of people trying to damage and destroy him, then why not do the things that would help people to see him in a different light? Possibly. I believe that he's running from a diagnosis. And when you're running from a diagnosis, then no one can really help you, and all you're going to do is continue to harm yourself, and in this situation, unfortunately, harm the other people that are around you that you claim to love so much, which are those children. He may not love Melody. I don't believe he ever really did. I believe he loved the lifestyle that he had with her, but I don't believe there was ever really love for him there, because the Bible talks about what love really is. And the definitions of love are nothing that he has displayed for her. You don't treat someone that you love in that way. So when people just try to just disregard, just move on, whatever, well, she did. He hasn't. Because he wanted to continue to have control over her and, like she said, be affected by him, I should say. But in that last scene, the season finale of the last season, she told him straight up to his face, you don't affect me in the ways you used to anymore. And that eats him alive. Because he knows that it used to really eat her up. I believe she really did love him at some point in time, but it's very strange and suspicious to me that he continues to run from getting a psych analysis. And it honestly is, I would say that it's disrespectful to people who actually have been diagnosed with these mental health anomalies, disparities, issues, trauma, to just call them blanketed crazy. I believe that is something that it's not fair to those people. But until he is actually diagnosed, I'm going to call him crazy. Because he doesn't deserve to be respected until he decides that, you know what, I'm going to go for that psych eval. I'm going to get analyzed. I'm going to get tested. And then I'm going to seek treatment because I don't want my life to continue to go on this downward spiral. But until narcissists get the help, there's nothing anyone can really do for them. And they're even hard to be helped because they don't want to admit that there's something wrong with them. So that's one of the reasons why even with those people who have been diagnosed as that, it's hard to even get to the place of having a diagnosis because they stay in denial and they believe that everyone else is the one that has the issues and there's nothing wrong with them. But I wanted to share something with you guys in terms of the difference between narcissists and psychopaths. So listen to this, and then I'm going to continue with my commentary.
Paths. So within the umbrella of narcissism, you have a branch called psychopaths. Not all narcissists are psychopaths, but all psychopaths are narcissists. And expert psychiatrists, they only make up 20% of the U.S. prison population. They account for half of the violent crimes in this country. These are dangerous people with no moral compass, and if you think you've encountered one, you have to get out of there and go no contact no matter what. Psychopaths have the same traits as narcissists. They have a false charm. They have no regard for other people's feelings. They're impulsive. But the one major distinction is that a psychopath gets a sadistic pleasure in causing harm, suffering, and pain to others. So a narcissist might impulsively start to scream and yell at you and ruin your day and not care about it. A psychopath would actually get pleasure in ruining your day and also want to hurt you in any way that they could. Another distinction is that narcissists are image obsessed, so they might go on a smear campaign against you because they're concerned about their reputation and they want to be admired and liked by everybody. Psychopaths, on the other hand...
I'm pausing it right there. Like, guys, have you heard this thus far? All of these things are traits of Martell. And like I said, I'm not even an expert in narcissism or psychopaths, but it was just something in my Holy Spirit that was telling me that this is what this man is. But I'm going to go ahead and let her continue. But when you heard her say that they only care about their image and they will go on a smear campaign against you because they want everyone to like them, what do we see Martell doing right now? Okay.
Don't really care about their reputation. They care about deceiving and manipulating others using violence, exploitation at the expense of others to get what they want. While narcissists are arrogant and self-absorbed, psychopaths are cold, callous, and cruel. While narcissists are highly defensive to criticism, psychopaths are emotionally detached. And while narcissists mostly feel pride and shame, psychopaths feel indifference. Psychopaths are born that way. It's some kind of genetic mutation in their brain. Experts don't exactly know where it comes from, whereas a sociopath is developed from some kind of trauma. And the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath is that the sociopath is going to be highly emotional, highly reactive, with emotional highs and lows and weak empathy, compared to a psychopath who almost always has no empathy. As far as accountability goes for the three, the narcissist projects blame in order to avoid shame, so they can't be accountable, whereas a sociopath has a weakened conscience, and a psychopath has little to no conscience. So they're really not sorry. Again, if you think that you're with a psychopath, get out as soon as possible. These people even trick the therapists in prison into thinking they're reformed. You do not want to stick around to see how violent they can get. So exit as quickly as possible in the safest way possible.
So did you hear that? Listen, I have been saying this for some time now. I believe that the man is a narcissistic psychopath, and she's saying that narcissists and psychopaths, they definitely do have some similarities. Some narcissists can be psychopathic, but all psychopaths are narcissists. So we pretty much can say, in my personal opinion, is that Martell Holtz is a psychopath. And I'm just over OWN Network, Carlos King, and anybody that claims to be a Martellometer, giving him any type of shine, giving him a platform, giving him a voice. He doesn't deserve it. The man really needs help. And unfortunately, because of the type of brain that he has, like she said, psychopaths are born that way. I also believe he has some sociopathic issues as well, which she said that sociopaths were brought up in a certain way, and that's why they have a number of those tendencies, but psychopaths were born that way. I just don't believe that anybody should be giving him place. Like she said, get out. I believe that it's just not even in the OWN network and Carlos King and Love and Marriage Huntsville's best interest to continue to associate themselves with him. But unfortunately, they're all going to stay in denial. They're all going to continue to play the games and the shenanigans. But this fool, he doesn't care about anybody but himself. And when I say anybody but himself, that includes all 5, yes, all 5 of his children. He is absolutely disgusting. And I'll continue to talk about it and shine light on it because I may not be a millimeter, but I am definitely a Martell hater. So anyway, guys, I wanted to share that with you. You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Guys, thanks so much for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.